scenario, this one, and Python networks here. So in this place, what I do, in this place, what I do, I will go for, I'll go for server side program, I will type it. And here I will write client side program, I will type it. So for that, I will write the coding now. Coding part, I will write it. Let us start the server.py. First server.py, I will write it. So let me start the first program here. Are you following, my dear students? Are you following? Can you respond once? Right. Let us start here. Let us start here. I'm going to talk about server square dot py. Server square dot py. There I need to start. Come on, what is the module now? Already steps we said. Already steps we said. Steps for developing server side program. So steps for developing server side program. Import socket module and other modules if required. All these steps as it is, I will implement it. As it is, I will implement it. So how we can go for it? Now I'm going to take it. Import. I'm going to talk about socket. Import socket. This is called step number 1. This is called step number 1. Next is called step number 2. I'm going to take it. What is the step number 2? You observe it. Here I'm going to say every server socket, every server socket must create an object of socket class, socket object. So let me go to the place S is equal to socket dot socket of. Socket is equal to socket dot socket of. That is a step number 2. Step number 2. Import to socket. S is equal to socket dot socket of. So we got it. So Pratik Gupta, you can alias it, no, but no doubt in that, student. Already we said, na? Already we said we can alias it. There is no doubt in that. So don't get the type of doubt, because all there are, if that concept is completed in the 7 a.m. import module can be available in multiple ways. We can use alias name also. There is no doubt in that. Now, coming to once a socket object is created, you have to make it to run at certain PC, certain device you have to make it. So step number 3, every server side program must bind with certain DNS and port number also you need to go for it. Let's start with s dot bind of bind of. I'm going to write it local host. What is the local host? Default DNS of every computer. Default DNS of every computer. Local host, comma. You can also write here IP address also you can write it, students. That already last class we already said. So I'm writing 888. Dear students, the port number I said I'll say something more about that. In the present world, the port number reservation is available. Actually, 8-bit data, the port number is available. 8-bit data. That is nothing but that is nothing but 2 to the power of 8. And later, it is also extended to 2 to the power of 8. That is port number they reserved 2 bytes of data. 2 bytes of data is nothing but 16 bits. So they took it as what you know. Of course, this is not necessary for you, but I'm telling to you. 2 to the power of 16. 2 to the power of 16. If I take it, it is almost 65,536. So 0 to 65,536. But your starts from 0. Location starts from 0. So 0 to 65,535 port numbers only you can take it. So they took it as networking policy. So this many port numbers only you can take it. 0 to 0 to 65,000, 65,535 only. You have to give the number in middle of that. I recommend you to give any 4-digit number. This is my recommendation. Okay. I hope you are understanding. Now, s.bind. So that is going to be done here. One more thing is you have to make the server side program to configure in such a way that how it can communicate with the things, communicate with the clients. S dot listen. S dot listen of you need to pass it. S dot listen of you need to pass to what? How many clients it can be used? S dot listen of two. So once it is ready, the socket object is communicated, created, bind with certain DNS, and make it to be available at certain port number, and make it to configure in such a way that to how many clients it can communicate. So you have written it. Now here I can say print SSP, that is stands for server side program. So just I wrote in the here in the shortcut. Server side program, server side program, server side program, server side program is ready to accept any request. Ready to accept any request from client, from client side program, from client side program. Okay, this is the one. None later I will write lots of code. Lots of code I will write it. Lots of code. So server side program is ready to accept any request from client side program. So let us, you have saved it already. Let me save it now also. I think I did not save it. Now I'll save it. Go to networks. I will be saving it. So here I'm writing it. So server side program is ready to accept any request from client side program. So after that, we need to run this. Go to this place. Here I'm going to write it. This is my server side program. Py server side server square dot py server square dot py. It is going to give you a simple message that server side program is ready to accept any client side request. So it is going to give you the message directly like this. This is a message which is coming. This is a message which is coming. But we want the message. This is just giving the message and immediately closing. And a server side program should be closed immediately, or it should be continuously to run. Is it continuously to run, or it is going to be only for a few seconds too? Come on, everybody. Come on. Should run continuously. Should run continuously. Right? Should run continuously. Fine. So to make it to run continuously, we have to use what? Come on, everybody. Everybody. To make it to run continuously, what should I use it? Yes. Now you will answer it. Yes, Yogesh, very good. Loop you will write it. Which loop I will write it? Continuous loop. Continuous loop. That is a while true I will write it. Continuously will go for it. Pratik, sir, yes dot listen of two. Sir, in this line, explain. Because, my dear student, Pratik, you must read the notes. Already, socket. Without listening, if you come to the class, it is a difficult. Already, your listen concept is explained. Why last Sunday they taken it? This was already explained, Pratik. I said, before coming to this class, you must be perfect in the functions. Okay. So I need to go for while true. Here I am writing while true. I need to go for it. While true. Once while true is there, this will make you to run continuously. Now look at that. Go to the program now. Again you run it. This is a place where you are running it. Now saying here, say here py servers square dot py. See students, now line number 7, indentation error. Okay, some space is there. See some small space may be there. So here, while true, we'll say pass. For example, I wrote it. See students, now you are going to get it. Continuously it is running. Continuously it is running. Continuously. So continuously it is running. So then what to do? Then that time I need to go. I interrupted by pressing Control C. Now I'll write the code. Now what is the next one? You see the steps here. See the steps here. After making you to bind at certain port number and certain this thing, every server side program, step number 4, configured, that is called listen function. Step number 5, I will take it. Every server side program must accept the request of the client side program. That is nothing but client socket object we want to get it. Getting the client socket is nothing but getting the client socket at the server side program. By using which function we use? Accept function we use it. Accept function. So we use accept function. So here we use accept function. So this accept function is returning two parameters. One is socket object. One more is called what? Client object. Client object. So both of them are not going to be, both of them are supposed to be taken up. Both of them are supposed to be taken up. So here, if you read out that statement, which is a heart for this network programming, this function used to accept the request of the client-side program. Accepting client request is nothing but getting socket, getting socket object and its address. So server socket object dot accept. It returns two things: client socket object as well as client address. Accepting socket object at server side is nothing but getting its object plus getting its object plus getting its address. Getting its address. Both of them we need to get it. That is the point here. So let us use that. So I'm writing in the while loop, I will use this point. So here I'm writing, here I'm writing, there you say CA is equal to CA is equal to CS comma CA. First parameter is client socket object, client socket object. CS comma CA is equal to yes dot accept, yes dot accept. So we got it. In this CS, what is there? Whatever the client is entering, the data will present in CS, and whatever the address which is coming from, that will be there in this place. This is the most important. I will write it. Step number 3, this is. Step number 4, this is. Step number 4, this is. And this is called step number 5. Step number 5. Everything is so systematic. Now, if we come to this place, next what is happening? Step number 6. Every server-side program must read the client program request, process, and gives response to the client-side program. How we can do that? Let us go to back to this place. Now I'm writing CS comma CA is equal to S dot accept of. So I got it. There I need to write it something like this. So what I need to write it here? Something is written in this case. What we are writing? CS comma CA is equal to S dot accept of. What I will write it? CS dot RECV. RECV. See the step here? The first program is little difficult. Every server-side program must read the client-side program request, process it, and gives response to the client-side program. So it's not only reading and gives the response also. Gives the response also. So coming to the point of it, this place, I will go for it. So how do you do this now? RECV of what I need to write, how much size is required. 1024. Did you remember this example? Did you remember this example? Did you understand this example, students? RECV. Of what I need to write? RECV is going to give the data in the form of what? Bytes. Bytes it is going to be. So I'm going to do what? A decode of. So it is going to come the data in the form of what? What it is going to come in the form of C data. Client data is in the form of this one. We received it. This is called step number 6 I'm going to do. Step number 6 I'm going to take it. So C data is equal to CS dot RECV 1024 of decode. I'm saying what to do. C data is of which type? C data is of which type? Let me know first. Very good. STR. Very good. Ashish Ranjan. Super. So it is an STR. Yogesh. Yogesh. CS dot RECV of 1024 is the bytes, my dear student. That bytes data I'm applying what? A decode. See, module level I said that RECV, see all of Yogesh. So here, client socket object dot RECV. This is going to written in the form of what? Here it is written in the form of what? Bytes data. Bytes data dot decode. That is going to come to STR data. In general, this part you see, directly I'm writing that will come to bytes data. Dot what I'm applying? Decode I am applying. So I hope that it is written two places here in the last session only. Okay. So Yogesh, did you understand this now? This is called STR data. Okay. Now this data, C data, to be converted into which type? Float type or integer type. Why? Because it is an STR data. To square it, you have to convert into the float type. Float type. So need to process it. So I will take it. Val is equal to float of what I am doing. C data. I am going to take it. C data. C data. Val is equal to. Now I need to give the result back. Now I need to give the result back. How do you give the result back? So I'm going to write it. Square value is equal to SQV is equal to. I am writing value star star 2. We are reading the data from the client side. With respect to what I am reading, CS dot I am saying. CS dot is nothing but client side data. So here CS dot RECV of decode, float of this data, C data converted into this value, value star star 2, I am getting the SQV. So that part we are going to got it. This result I need to send back. Here in the module level, we got it. So you need to process it. We processed it. Value star star 2 we said. And we need to give the response back to the client side program. How do you give the response back to the client side program? There is a function called end with encode. End with encode. So how do you do that? Non-STR data to be converted into what? STR. STR. In the STR, there is a function called what? Encode. That I need to use it. That I need to use it. So go to the place. Here I am writing CS dot send off. You cannot write simply SQV. SQV is a float value that we have to convert into first STR. STR of SQV. STR of SQV. Because I need to send the result. SQV. Dot what I need to say? STR of this data is STR format, but send will take which data? Bytes data. So that who will convert into bytes data? Encode. Encode. The beauty of this is the code. So dot encode off. So I got the result. CS dot send off what? I said encode off. That will be converted into bytes. That's it. If you are interested to print the client data, and here it is going to return some sort of what? Exception there is a chance of getting. Exception there is a chance of getting. Right now, don't worry about this exception part. We are going to give you what? some sort of value we are going to get it. Value error is going to come, students. Value error. Value error is going to come. That value error, how you can overcome that, how you can overcome the value error, that is the most important here. If you want the students this type of error to handle it, I'm going to get it value error here, all of you. So students, those who are at 7 o'clock students, exceptions are not covered, but don't worry about it. Try is nothing but monitoring what type of exception is coming. That exception I'm going to take it back. So here I'm writing it, except. So don't worry about it. When you come to exceptions in the morning 7 o'clock, we are going to make you to understand. Okay, is it now? Don't take a special point here. 7 o'clock students especially, don't worry about this code. Are you following, students? Here I'm writing value error. You know already value error, but I'm giving CS dot. Earlier we used to write what? Print off. What we used to write? Don't enter. Don't enter. ALNUMs, STRs, STRs, comma what? Special symbols, special symbols, special symbols for integers, for numerical values, for numerical values. This is what we used to write it in earlier case. Now it is called which case? You are in the networking. When you are in the networking means I should not write print term. I should write CS dot send. This message has to send. And this message is which type? STR type. So I need to go for what? Encode of. This data is automatically converted into what? Bytes. Are you following, students? Is it clear? Is the exception message is clear? All the students must respond. Yes. So I'm not only giving the result. This is called what here? This is called what here? Sending the result. Sending the result. Sending result. This is called sending result. Result. This is called sending the special message. This is a special message I'm sending. That means if the client says anything wrong, Ramakrishna, yes. If the client send any wrong result, line number 16 I am sending. Line number 16 I am sending. If the client send a proper input, line number 14 I am sending. I hope it is more clear. If you read well, example, if you read well, result will come. If not reading well, exception will come. Okay, is this client program is clear, my dear students? Step number 6. If you look at the steps now, if you look at the steps now, see this now, seventh step you see, repeat step number 5, repeat step number 5, step number 6 until all client-side program requests completed. That indicates go to our program. Here I'm writing. Repeat means what? Going to the loop and then what is taken? Step number 5 is taken. Rohit, you are asking step number 3. Line number 3, na? Step number 13. Na? Step number 13 is not there here. You are asking line number 13, I hope so. Rohit, yes. We are supposed to do what? Square. Our code is what, my dear student? It should receive a number. It should square it. Squaring is nothing but what? Be perfect in the question, my dear student. So I think Rohit, clear. So this is called a server-side program. Now I'll make it ready. Is it clear, Rohit? So go to the place, my dear students. Here I'm going to take up from this code. Py, this program, it is continuously running now. Continuously running now. So let us go to the further now. further part I am going to take up. Further part I am going to take up now. So how simple it is? Let us move to the another case. Another case I am going to take up. Next program I am going to take up. New, saying here others. Here I am going to say Python. Now I am writing. Client square I am going to talk. Client square dot py. Same to same. Steps for developing client side program. There I am writing. First one, import a socket module. Create an object of socket module. Every client socket must connect to the server side program. So that part I am going to take up. Import socket, import to socket. S is equal to socket dot socket off. Socket dot socket off. We are writing like this. We are writing like this. Next, I'm going to take up socket is equal to socket dot socket off. One more thing I'm going to take up. Yes dot step number one. See student, step number one, step number two. Because first program, if you understand carefully, now second program is dead easy. Yes dot connect, connect client side. Now you must pass it server side by registration. I need to say this is called the place where our server side program is binding. That I will write it. That I wrote it. Here I wrote it. So here I took it. Localhost 888. So this indicates print of client side program got connection from server side program. Server side program. Well, now next what it should do, see the steps. So got connected. Now every client side program must send the request to the server side program. So how do you send it? So need to read the input now. Need to read the input. Every client side program must send a request to the server side program. So how to send it? I will read the data. Let us look at that. Read the data now. How what type of data I will read? String data only I will read it. Something like what you know. N is equal to input of enter enter a value, enter a value for getting its square, for getting its square. So you are reading from the keyboard at client side. Send this n value. I'm sending in string only. Why? Because when it is going to send it to the server side program, in the server side program, anyhow, I am going to typecast to what type? Float type. Let it receives in the form of what? Let it send in the form of str type only. And moreover, now I got the n. Now see the step. So got. What is this now? Must connect to that, must send it to the server. How do you send to the server? Now s dot send of what? You cannot say n. You cannot say n. N is of which type? str type. I have to encode it. I have to encode. You have to write it as what? Encode of. N dot encode of. N dot encode of. Are you following me? N is of a string. We are saying encode of. So that we are sending in the form of what? Bytes data. Encoding will be taken care in the bytes format. At the moment when you say send, automatically it is connected to that already. It will go to the server side program. It is receiving here, getting the data of what you sent. It is getting that into float type. It is squared and send it back again to the client. Once it's sent, it should receive. You see here, it should receive. Every client side program must receive the response from server side program. How do you receive it? Here I am writing it. What is this? RES is equal to S dot RECV of 1024 dot what? Yes. Good, Ashish. Decode off. Decode off. That will come in the form of RES. That RES can be a result or it can be an exception part also it will come. Now I will print off. What is this now? Square of, square of n value is equal to resultant value dot format of n comma res, n comma res. So step number 2, see the steps here. Step number 2, connection is step number 3. Must send it. Step number 4, I will write it. This is called what? Connect is connecting is step number 3. Step number 3. Step number 4, this is called step number 4. Step number 4. Step number 5, this is called step number 5. And step number 5 related things are printed. Step number 5 things are printed. Now, if we observe it, and if you want to repeat, you need to run the code again and again. Okay. Let me save this code. I hope students, this is more clear. So save this code. Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to write it. Client square.py. Client square.py. So I'm going to save it. So done, students. Square.py. So this I will run it. Now, so I think one or two students asked, "Sir, can we do it in what is PyCharm?" Dear students, when you go to PyCharm, it is a single IDE. There we don't have two DOS prompts to open it. Two DOS prompts to open it. It is not there. So, right? Two DOS prompts will not be there. That's why we are supposed to use this edit plus. Two physical DOS prompts need to open it. So I think one student or two students asked, I did not remember their name. My dear students, I hope you received my answer for that. Okay, students, Gaurav is asking, explain line number 10. My dear student, it is nothing but receiving the result of server. Last class explained, ma. Last class explained. You see the receive with decode used for receiving the client requested data at server side program, and also we can use it client side program for receiving the server responses. So this last class is the main important. I used it server side RECV. I said server side program. This is we used it client side also. We used it client side also. We used it here. We used it in the client side also. Students, I hope my dear students, it is more clear for you, right? Fine. Coming to the point of it, no, Navindra Babu. So you need not to pay, man, need not to pay. That alert will come now. You hold it and drag it. You hold it and drag it and keep it in the taskbar. So you need not to worry about it. You need not to worry. So you'll get an alert in the middle. 30 days trial period is over, and you will get one alert. You hold with the mouse and then drag it and keep it in the taskbar. You hide it, and you can happily continue with that kind of thing. I think it is more clear, my dear students. Are you following me, students? Fine. Yes, it's free, completely free. No usage, no point of that. Students, now I will run it. So this is 1024 is a minimum bytes. Last class, this is an important. The last class, it is an important. 1024 bytes. Later it's supposed to be doubled, doubled, doubled. Now I need to go for doubled. 2048. Next is called what? 4098, like that. Now let us start understanding about the further. Now I'm going to run my code. I'm going to run my code. So this is the place. Server side program was already there. Now I'm running the client side program. So how to run the client side program? I'm going to show. So here you see, students, I'm going to run the client side program. Everybody need to see with carefully. My dear students, here you must be special focus is required. You must see with a special eye. This is called one place you need to observe it. This you need to observe with one place. And here you need to observe with one more kind of observation. Two things you require. Both eyes don't keep it at one place. Both of them you need to. Are you following me? Right. Ranjan Patra. So what will be the maximum size? My dear student, last class only we discussed 1024. doubled 2048, doubled 4096. Like that, you can go on using doubling until your main memory capacity. That is the simplest drawback of the networking. And moreover, this networking is not in the current industry at present. Because this I'm telling, this is there in the Java side also and in the Python side also. But why I'm telling, because when you go to cyber security and IoT kind of thing, socket module you may come across. That's why I'm going to tell you. Okay, let me run this client side program. So client square, client square dot py, client square dot py. There I'm getting it. See students, client side program got connection from server side program. Now I'm going to enter a value for getting its square. I'm entering 4. This 4 will go to, this 4 will go to, SEMA 4 will go to this place, and the result is computed over there and getting the result back. Carefully watch it. Keep the eye on both the sides. So you got it. I think square is coming. Here we got it. Square of 4 is equal to what? 16. So why this is not printed here? Maybe I did not written a statement. I hope so. Go to the server side program once and then check. Here I did not write the statement of this. Can I write the statement? Here I will write it. I will rerun my code. Value of client, value of client at server, value of client at server, client at server is equal to dot format of C data, client data, which I received it with RECV. Let me run it once again, my dear students. Let me run it once and I'll go to this place. I will terminate this logic. Terminate, Control C. If it is not terminating with Control C, go to once again to the command prompt. CMD, go to this place and say run as administrator, run this code like this. Again, I'm going to take it E colon, go to our location, Python here, say 7 a.m., 7 a.m., say networks here, there you try to run this code. Two prompts are there. This is one of the prompt. There I'm going to say py server square dot py. So this is ready. This is ready, my dear students. Almost because I added one new sentence here, client data. That's why I added a new sentence. Then you run this code again. Py, this one, got it. I say -6. See, my dear student, -6 went up and 16. Square of -6 is equal to 36. Are you observing? Next, run it once again. I will say something like 25. 25. 25 will go up and 25 will come down. So value of client at server is 25. Square of 25 is equal to 625. You say something wrong. You say KV12. You will get exception here. See, my dear student, KV12. But KV12, the exception which is coming in the client side in the form of sending. Are you getting, my dear students? Everybody need to respond. Good. So this is known as what? Establishing the communication between two things. If you go to Django level, you will run this kind of programs in the browser. Browser. You will run in the case of what? Browser. You will run in the case of browser. But we are running this. This is a networking. It is going to be a command prompt level. It is taking command prompt level. CUI based application it is. Okay. So shall I move to the further? Suppose if I run one more kind of code, if I enter any kind of special symbol, you are getting again. See the special symbol at server side and you got the message at this place on itself. So this is a perfect. So I wrote it client side as well as server side. Perfect code I wrote it. So I hope students it is more clear. Can I go to the next program? Can I go to the next program? Right. So here now I'll move to the further next program I'm going to enter. So let us move to the further now. Right. Okay. Shravan Kumar, thank you, my dear student, for your appreciation. So now, yes, Ravan Kumar. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Next program I will tell you. So next program is so beautiful program I am going to tell you. Okay. Well, now write down, write a program, all of you. Next program you go for it. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Next example, all of you. Write a Python program which will implement, which for implementing charting, charting between two clients, charting between two clients, charting between implementing the implementing the charting between two clients, charting between the clients, between client and server, client and server. That is exactly like your WhatsApp chat. How two friends will communicate to each other like that. Very important, ma. This is very important. Even if you go to Django, you can develop this type of charting level of application. And you must develop also. Those who are learning Django go for browser level charting. That is called our Google Messengers. And you can have the chatting application. Most important. Shall we go for the important now? Right? Yes, Mausha. If it is there, I used to take up that. Okay? No issue, ma. So if our batch will plan, we'll get it. Okay. So let me start, students. Now I'm going to talk about the charting application. So what we are going to write it? What is our file system, my dear students? Server chart.py, server chart.py, client chart.py, client chart.py, client chart.py. Yeah. Arshad, Muhammad Arshad. Yes, ma, we will definitely. So when our batch is planned, we will definitely take it. So whatever batch is planned, we will take it that, my dear students. Right? Now we will move to the server chart.py, client chart.py. Two programs I am writing. Server chart.py, client.chart.py. Like here, square, server square, and client square. Both of them will go for it. And client will ask me, client will ask me, what are the client will ask? I will take like this. Like this, I will take ma. Please look at once. I want to keep a small message for you. This is the two things I am writing. Client will ask me, who is this student? Like this. Student is asking me, hi sir. This is hi sir. Student is sending me hi sir. So that message will come at student side. As it is, I will get it. Student, student, I am going to get it. Student message I will receive. Student message. So I got at my side. Hi sir. I got it. What sir will say to what sir will say, I, my dear student, will say. So KVR is the teacher here. I say, hi, my dear, hi, my student. So I'll write like this. And that message will come to which side? This side. So KVR is the message is going to come. As it is, that will come. Hi, student. You get it. So you are feeling that for your request, response came. Okay. And for the student request, you responded. Now you are getting. Okay, this message. Next student is asking. Next student is asking, sir, sir, you are asking, sir. Next you are asking, when can I get job? When can I get job? When can I get job? Job. And that message will go to the student. Student is asking this message. This word will be coming as it is from my side. And I will reply to the student. Continuously, this reply will be going on. So I will show you in the program implementation. Can I start this program now? All of you respond. Can I start this program now? My dear students, all the people should respond it. Nice. Okay. Let us start with server chart.py. Okay, students, look at that now. Server chart.py. Very, very simple. So go to the place. Here I'm going to write it. So say here done running like this. So coming to the point back, coming to the point back, here I'm going to get it server chart.py. Tell me, first step, already steps are there. Strictly, you must follow the steps. To implement the steps, module is required. Dear students, remember one thing, if you want to develop any type of application in the industry, three things required. Number one, perfect concept, that is a steps development. After that is a concept coverage perfectly. That concept related module requirement, that is called functions. And the next you need to go for application development. Remember all these things. When you want to develop any application in any of the field, you need three things. Number one, very good concept. There is an accurate concept, correct concept, not wrong concept, correct concept. For the correct concept, correct libraries are required. Module plus functions in our Python. Next, coding is going to be the third stage you see. And that much easy to write the coding once we attend and then practice and read the notes. Okay, start here. Import socket. Import socket. I will create an object of socket. Socket dot socket of socket object. Every socket object must bind with a certain DNS and port number. S dot bind of. In the tuple format, I will write it. Earlier I wrote it. Earlier I wrote it localhost. Now I am passing IP address of the localhost. Will 55. I'll wrote like this. So this is comes under DNS and plus what? Port number I wrote it. Port number I wrote it. You can write any of these numbers. Okay. Now students, this kind of thing, it's binded okay, but you have to tell to how many clients it can communicate. To how many clients it can communicate. So you have to go for configuring. Yes dot listen off 2, 3, 4. If you don't write this listen off 2, the server will become a program because it can't listen anybody's request. You have to make it 2 or you have to make it 1. No issue about it. Some numerical positive values required. Because of that, what is happening? Print off. I'm going to write it. Print off. What is this now? I'm writing SSP. SSP is SSP is ready to accept, ready to accept any, ready to accept any client CSP, ready to accept any CSP request, ready to accept any CSP request. Okay, this is the part. And dear students, after that, you are writing this message. Next, what should I do? I will make it as while true. While true, I have to make it. So here I am writing while true. Why while true I am writing? Why while true I am writing? Because server side program means what? Continuous running. Already standard steps. Because in the beginning days, I said the importance of what? Importance of what I said to you already. Importance of what I said while true. The continuous running because server is continuously running. WhatsApp application is continuously running. In that, multiple clients are exchanging their information. So I'm going to write it client socket, comma, client ADDR is equal to yes dot accept of fixed client socket, client address, yes dot accept of. Okay. Now with the client socket, you receive the data. How do you receive the data? C socket, client socket dot recv of 1024 dot decode. RECV will get the client side data in the form of bytes that you are getting into the STR format. C data I'm going to say. C data is nothing but client data that I will print it here. What is it? Student. As I said, the interface there, student dot format of C data. C data. I wrote it C data. Yes, I printed the your information at a server side. Okay. Up to that nice. Then give what? Give reply. Give reply to client. Give reply to client. Server must give the reply. So it should read the data from the keyboard. So yes data is equal to server data is equal to input of. How do you read the data from the keyboard? And you are saying now simply what you are saying, enter a value like this. This message is coming on the screen, right? This is a message. Today, what I will do, I will say KVR. I say like this. So KVR will give you the prompt. This is just like a looking like a prompt. This is looking like a prompt. So you will get a message KVR off, and KVR will enter the data that is called yes data. Based on your request, I am going to give my response. That is I read from the keyboard. That test data I will send it to the client. How do you send it? csocket object dot csocket dot send off yes data dot I forget. What is the function name? Encode of yes data dot encode of. What is the type of S data? It is called a server side program. It is called what? str. Yes dot S data dot encode of. It is a string data. Got it? Encode of. Got it. That's all. Receiving the data and then sending the data, printing the data, reading and sending. This process will be continued until the client stops their response. This is called server chart.py. Let me save this code, serverchart.py. I'm going to save my code. Let me write it. Here I'm writing serverchart.py. Students, carefully try to follow, my dear students. Here it is written. Here it is written. Next, I'm going to enter into the client socket. I will write it client socket. So I'm going to write it client socket.py. Client socket.py. Next program I'm going to write in connective program I'm writing. Here I'm writing others and I'm saying Python. Here I'm writing client chart. Client chart.py. Client chart.py. There I'm writing. So same import, import socket, import socket. Yes, imported socket. What I do next, I need to go for get the connection. Create an object of socket. Socket dot socket of socket dot socket of. What I need to write it? Yes dot connect. Yes dot connect of. I need to have it. Whatever the address you passed it over there, you need to take it 555. I just said because in the server chart you have written such type of address here. You have written such a type of address there. I think you understood this point. That address I need to mention now. Okay, student, you written it. And here we are getting what is that? Print of what is this now? CSP got the connection from SSP. SSP. This is got it. And this connection should be continuous for until you say terminating your program. I'll go on chatting with my friend until I say stop my code. How do you make it? I need to make my connection to be live for a long time. Continuously, I should be live. What should I do? Okay, you keep that mind in in your mind and say after a few minutes, no problem. So I need to read the data. Yes, Ashish, perfect. Ashish, perfect. So yes, Sindhuja, perfect. Perfect, mom. So once the requirement is coming, you should able to say that requirement related code. That is called your development. Usha, good. So go to the place. Now I'm going to write it. CSP got connection from SSP. So I need to go for get the client data. Here I will write line number 3, I will write certain statement after a few minutes. Get the data. C data is equal to, now you read your input. Input of, we are saying that student. Now I'm writing student, student. Now I'm writing like this. Student. Now I'm saying like this. Now students, got it. Now C data, I got it. C data, I got it here. C data, I got it. This C data, I need to send to the client server. How do you send it? Yes, sir, dot send of C data, C data, C data dot encode of C data dot encode of C data dot encode of. Got it. Once you encode it, it will be sent. Once you send it, it will go to which place? Server chart. It is received it, and I see the message, and I will give the reply for you. This server also send to you, and when you send it, I'm receiving it. I'm receiving it. How do you receive it? Yes dot recv recv of 1024 dot decode. This is called which data? Server data. S data. I'm writing here S data is equal to S data is equal to. Now I'll print it here. KVR message. This is a message of KVR. Now there I'm going to write it. Dot format of, I'm writing yes data. I wrote it like this. Yes data like this I wrote it. So yes dot send of C data dot encode. Yes dot recv of 1024 dot decode. KVR of yes data I wrote it. Students, now I'm going to write it. Now I'm going to write it here. This process to be repeated continuously. So I will write it here while true. So I hope everybody will follow me. This process to be continuously. You may get it. So every time you need not to show the message card what God connection like that. I will remove for your good looking program output. Students, the moment when you say C data, here I'll write one condition student. So how can you terminate your friend chatting? You will say bye, or you say meet you later, or you catch up later. Like that, you will say some message. Here I will write one small thing student. C data is equal to, you will say what? C data is equal to, you'll say bye. You'll say bye. So this by is going to be, you may enter either in capital letter or in small letter or mixed case. I may write it as what? Dot lower of. Because I wrote a small by and you need to write irrespective of the client is entering, that I'm converting into the lower part. Once it is there, I will do what? Send the data. See, yes dot send off. See data dot encode, encode off, encode off, and say immediately break. Say immediately break. Else, if it is not by, you send the data. I hope you are understanding now. Once you are saying by, you are saying send the by to the server and say immediately break. Once you break it, you are coming out of the continuous chatting. If it is not by, you are going to run this, you are going to send the continuous message, sending and receiving, sending and receiving. My dear students, is this application is clear? Is this code is clear? Simple students. Save this code now. So here I am going to say client chart.py. Perfect. Now, students, now I will run my code. The same mechanism in Django level also you can write it. In Django level also you can write it. When you are learning Django, you need to ask compulsory the charting application. Compulsory you must ask to anybody who is going to. So, so student, Emmanuel is asking one question. Emmanuel is asking question. Sir, what happens if any of the server or client disconnected while continuously listening? how to disconnected, how to automatically. See, this is going to be ensuring that it is a local application. Local applications made what to run from the command prompt. We have to ensure physically that both of them are under running. See, for example, one is not running. For example, definitely responses will not come. Definitely responses will not come, Emmanuel. Once you send a message, if I don't respond it, you will not be getting the message. So physically, we need to ensure that both of them are running. So Pooja is asking, sir, both IP address will be same. Ma? Yes, ma. IP address must be same, na. So then only connection will be made. Then only you will be getting communication. If you are running at certain IP address and somebody else is running certain IP address, it will be different. You have to ensure that IP addresses must be same. Can I run my code now? Can I run my code now? This is at server side, students. I will go for what? Run my code, stop this window and go to the place and start again. And quite interesting that is CMD. Go to this place. I'm going to say run as administrator. I'm going to take it. Again, I'm taking E colon, say here, KVR, Python 7 a.m. You must run like this only, students. 7 a.m. I will go for what? CD. I need to go for networks here. So here, this is my program. And at the same time, client side program is also there, my dear student. This is my client side program. So in this place, I'm going to. So once you see your code, go through your code once. Server chart. This is your server chart. SSP is ready to accept any request. Continuous repetition here. And a client chart, continuously put it into the while loop. Okay. Let's run this now. Let's start running. So here, py server chart dot py, server chart dot py. So server chart, yes, server chart dot py. There I'm going to get it. SSP is ready to accept any request. Go to the place. Here I'm writing it. Py. Now I'm writing client chart dot py. Client chart dot py. There it is asking. See, my dear students. I said now, keep your eyes on both the sides. Be careful. My mouse is there at where? Client side. My cursor is blinking at client side because I don't have two mouse ports here to make two servers to two DOS prompts to run it. So one cursor is moving at a time in one place. So you are saying hi sir, hi sir. You are saying the moment when you say hi sir, it will go to the server side. Please look at all of you. Hi sir. Now my cursor is waiting at where? Client side program. I have to change my cursor to the above. I have to click on the above window. When I am going to move to the above window, the below window will be minimized automatically. See students, now I am saying, hi my dear student, hi my dear student. I am going to reply, hi my dear student. The moment when I say hi, my dear student, if I press enter key, it will come to the other DOS prompt. See, my dear student, hi, my dear student, KVR is coming here. Please follow me now. Sir, sir, when can I get job? 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 Please look at carefully. That message is going up. That message is going up. When can I get job? So here, when can I get job? You got the message here. Now here, what are you doing, ma? You see, student, student, for getting job, I'm writing, for getting job, for getting job, you must, you must prepare prepare all topics and programs, all topics and all programs, and press enter key. I'll open this. You see that by this time it came. It came. Okay, Sagar, excellent, sir. Okay. Now, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I practice. I will practice. I'll practice. So that message is went up. Okay, sir, I will practice. Now, my dear student, once again, I'll say here. Okay, student. Okay, student. Take care and do well. Take care and do well. Do well. Now press the enter key and got it. Okay, student. Take care and do well. Right. Amit, sir, why we connecting client and endless loop? Because continuous charting will go on means what? If you want to do continuous charting, what is happening? Because of continuous charting, there is a continuity will be maintained. Continuity will be maintained. That's why I wrote a loop. Without writing loop also you can write it. But I wrote a loop because of continuous charting. Right. Asta Tiwari. Sir, there is no break in square program because that is our requirement, Bond. Asta Tiwari. Because I'm sending only one value. I'm getting the result. That's all. No need to use break statement. In our square client, that is a client square program, we need not to use break program. Why we need not to use break? Because one time at a time we are getting the result. So student is saying bye. Student is saying bye. So the message is went there, KVR went there bye. And by the time student went off, he came out of that. This is called what? Client chart. This is called a server chart. This is called a server chart. So I hope that this is more clear for you, student. This is more clear, I hope so. And you got things clear. Is it clear, students? Is it clear, my dear students? Well, this is the way how you can do this. But this is going to come across in your cloud computing when you are learning. In further, if you come across learning Python with cloud computing or IoT when you are coming, socket module will come, my dear students. That's why this type of program is very important. Okay, Sagar, thank you, my dear student. So this type of socket module, this type of steps development is very, very important. Okay, so I think I said these two models of programs here, and my intention is to tell about how client and socket can be communicated. Okay, this is as on today in the industry, Python networking is not there, but it is going to be available in the Django level. That is called which concept it is? Browser to browser charting will be done. That is called private charting and global charting will be there. Right. So, Muhammad Arshad, my dear student. So, you are taking blue ticks in the chart. That is only color changing of keeping the tick marks. That is a symbolic notation, my dear student. Suppose you take whatever the message you are sending, I am saying. Suppose if I am saying uh, something, I am saying GM to all students. I am just sending a message. That is also coming to you people. That is also coming to you people. Here, there is no tick marks like that, my dear students. So it depends on how you implement it. Arshad, clear, my dear student? So it depends on how you go for it. Yes. Okay. So Amit, my dear student. So I think you are working professional. Sir, you taught us how a wonderful program. Thank you, sir. It's like a project itself. Yes. Thank you, students. These are all going to be the concept of what? Networking application. Okay. So this I will make it, I'll make it uh, stop at this stage. And so, yeah, Samit, in future, yes, ma, that is in IoT level, if you go to that, you may come across this type of socket module with the networking concepts and all those things may be there. So in the in the cloud computing, that is cyber security level. This may be continued more. Because we are in this field na, in that place you will get this socket module, my dear student Amit. So with this networking is completed. So tomorrow classes as usual in your respective classes new topic will be starting. Okay, thank you my dear students, all the best. Now it is the time 8:37 8:38 like that. I'll stop my class and all the best. Happy Sunday. So please refer this program and do it. Thank you, students. All the best. Take care. Any doubts are there? I'll connect you within few seconds. Take care of it. Take care. Good day, students. Yep, Sman. Notes I will send you. Notes. I will send you the notes now. After the class is over, after I come out of that, I'll send you. Ritesh, today no Pandas class is not there. Today is a Sunday. Today is a Sunday. Today Pandas class will not be there. Pandas class will be regular days only. Okay, na? Right. So doubts I will take it. If any students are having the doubts, I'll take their doubts. Yes. So the doubt of the student, Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna?
Sir, good morning. Sir, suppose in the first program where we
Hmm.
have written the square number, suppose if I want to execute multiple programs, sir, okay, then I need to write can I write some functions within the while block and then handle it accordingly? Like for an example, I want to find the square root and then square of two numbers.
You can write it. You can write it. Here, for example, you want to use it under the while loop only. First, you do what? Two functions you write it. Two
Okay,
functions. One function is containing this square. Another function will contain what? Square root you will write it.
right, sir.
And you call that particular function at your client side.
Okay, so on the client side, do I need to provide the function name and then the operation what I want to perform?
Obviously.
Okay,
Or
acha.
you can do one thing. When you are sending to the server side, you send a operation what you are doing, or you can get it. Suppose if you want to get both of them, what you will do? Here I can write it. SQRTV is equal to, you can write it value star
Mhm.
star 0.5, you can write it.
Okay,
You can send both of them. You can send SQRT. You can send one more CS dot send off SQRT of V, SQRT of STRV. You can send us the result like CS dot send off STR of, you can say SQRT of V, SQRT of V dot encode. You can send both of them.
okay.
Like our functions, we can return more than one value or no.
Value. Yes, sir. Okay.
Like
Okay.
that, we can also send multiple values.
Okay. Sir, one more doubt. In this client and server one,
Mm.
is it multiple functionalities would be there, sir? Like, or is it only like a bit one functionality? Like in the second program, but it's only the communication between two, which is a text. For an example, again going back to the first program,
Mm.
suppose now I want to find the square root and square. Okay,
Mm.
other than this I want to implement some other functionality. Now I have a now my client server program is handling a three requests. One is a
Mm.
square root, and this one. But I
Mm.
want only the client want to only get square but not square root.
Your request should be processed. Your request when you are sending it, you
Okay.
have to go for two values you are sending that time. When you are going to send it, you have to send two requests. You have to send your value plus your request also. Two values you have to send it.
Oh, okay then.
Two
Okay,
values you have to send it. So
got
there
it.
is a n value plus its square. What operation you are doing, you need to send it.
Acha. Okay, okay, got it, sir. Okay, I will
Like
try to do the with the
do
magic.
it, implement it. Okay. Next, Krishna Reddy.
Hello, sir.
Krishna Reddy, tell me.
Sir, with our intelligence, we can use this networking as packages. Is
You
it
can
right,
do
sir?
it, no? 100%.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Because
sir.
that you have to put it into the uh, Python path level. You can run even in the two
Okay,
places of command prompts of Python.
okay, sir. So
Right.
we can do anything any functions. Okay.
Any function,
Using
any
this networking.
functionality can be used, but
Okay,
provided
okay.
you need to keep it in the functions.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Right. Amit, my dear student, Amit.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amit.
Okay, sir. On same program, if we say so, line number 10. Okay, so you provided 1024. So, is there any limitation, sir?
Actually, Amit,
Oh,
when you are
Mhm.
going to send it 1024, this is called 1 KB.
Correct.
More than this, if you want, suppose if I specify 1500, for example, roughly,
Mhm.
this will be taken as a near high end, which will take. What is the low end part? 1024. So if I write 1500, it will be taken as 1024 doubling only. It will be taken as a nearest high end of the double of 1024.
Okay.
That is called 2048.
Right.
So this you are asking about this limitation. So we are receiving the data from the client side and holding into the current working machine until its capacity of the main memory of my local system. If I receive the data which is beyond the local memory of my system, that cannot hold the complete data. I hope you got it.
Yeah, yeah.
If my main memory capacity is, for example, 1 GB, more than 1 GB data, I cannot write it. When you are doubling 1024, 2048, and
204.
4096 like that, we
Mhm.
cannot extend it more than 1 GB. You have to take up to the extension of that main memory capacity only. Because
Okay.
Python is one of the platform independent. It can take unlimited amount of data it can store. Unlimited means up to what extent? Until our current working system main memory capacity.
Mhm. No, because what you said, right? We can use this in IoT and cloud. So there we will be
Yes.
having a lot of amount of data, right? So that's
Yes.
what.
That's what. When you are taking that type of devices, definitely there is a high-end configured machines will be there, na?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
we can hold that data, no issue at all. Like even as on today, with Python, they are storing sensors data also.
Mm-hmm.
Sensors related data also. In the chip level coding, when you come to embedded systems using Python, they are storing even sensors data also. Sensors data not in terms of what bytes or MBs or TBs. They are in petabytes, yottabytes. More than even TBs also they are storing the data.
Okay. Okay. So here we
Like
can give that amount of means what like terabyte or petabyte.
yes,
Correct.
zettabytes, zettabytes, petabytes in memory hierarchy sizes are there.
Mhm. Okay, sir. Got it.
Right,
Thank you.
Amit. Right, Amit.
Yeah.
So students, I hope that so no doubts, no hand raising symbols are there. I'll be closing my application and I will log out and I will send you this notes for you immediately now. Thank you, students. All the best. Take care. Good day.